You're here for two reasons. Maybe you want to see me suffer in tanks, for which you're on the right address, or you are worrying or wondering if the MEXAS is something that's worth your time and if you maybe want to actually sell it. I'm not going to waste your time on that one. To all the people that are new here, yes, it is pretty good. It's basically a slightly slower Leopard L44 at 9.0, however, but the gun is also slightly better. There's slightly more pen, and it packs a hell of a punch, of which you will see plenty of in this video. So if you like the L44, you're probably going to like this thing. The only difference is, of course, that this thing isn't a premium, but it's quite similar as well to, of course, the normal Leopard A1, just with a higher caliber. So I would say if you like Germany 9.0, if you like the Leopard A1s, and check it out. It's a pretty good tank. It's a straight up upgrade basically, and otherwise look somewhere else. And if you're worried about how reliable I am as a source, because I'm mainly a pilot, I do have some of the best tankers in this game behind me that will kind of double check everything. One of those tankers being Hazy. He's one of the best tankers I know. He streams really sporadically, he makes some videos here and there, but if you do enjoy some high kill gameplay and some pretty high skill gameplay, then I do recommend you to check him out. So he will be in the description as well as on the top right. Make sure to pay him a visit and tell him I said hi. So I might be not the most experienced tanker, because I do only have 2000 tank games, but I do have quite a few people behind me that know what they're doing, that are some of the best in the game, and so I kind of can confirm whether what I'm saying is true or not, because I don't want to make a total fool out of myself. I might be not having the best gameplay, but what I'm going to be saying is at least not straight out of my ass, which is of course a beneficial thing for you, and also a beneficial thing to me, where I'm not like a few months from now, hey, look at that asshole being a total dickhead in tanks. And that's nice, because that might not be me right now. I'm still probably going to point at me and say that, but at least I did my best to not make that happen. So this is the full gameplay. This is just one of the games I got. It's actually it does surprisingly well. I didn't expect to do well on this thing, but it was surprisingly easy. Of course, I did have someone basically backseat game me throughout this whole experience, so that made it a little bit more doable. So all in all, this tank, yes, you have a little bit more armor. Does it do a lot? Well, not really. Well, of course, if you get shot by an AA maybe, then it might block some extra shells, but in general, you're basically the armor is basically the same as the L44, and that's because, well, the guns that are being shot at you, like most of the APDS FS rounds, they will not be stopped by some extra protection. They're just gonna go straight through you and they're gonna blow you up. You're still a Leopard, so you're still decently fast, but of course you do sacrifice a little bit of that top speed and a little bit of that acceleration, because you do have almost 2 extra tons of armor on, and there's a very nice bounce of the lower plate of BMP. I hit the lower plate and then the shell went up. I'm not too sure how that happens, but you know, it's Gaijin, it happens. This guy's completely oblivious to me, he's just ignoring me. I was waiting for him to turn a little bit, to show more of that side armor, and then just go right into his MRAC. Of course, sometimes the MRAC doesn't blow up, but that's mostly with the T80Us. Luckily, I'm not facing any T80Us in this thing, because that would be a bit painful. And right now, I'm gonna be dealing with a BMP that I just bounced off. And he's gonna completely spam me full of those ATGMs. I'm trying to bait him out. I'm not sure where he is at this point. I'm not sure if he can actually see me. I hear the missile coming in. Getting blocked by the bush. It looks like they're going through, but I think that's just because I'm high ping. I'm playing on Wi-Fi for now, which is why the ping is absolutely atrocious. So normally I'm around 80 to 100. So it made for a little bit of a weirder experience, but it worked out nonetheless. So I'm trying to bait out more of these missiles, because I have no idea where this BMP is. He's somewhere in the city, he's somewhere right in front of me, but I can't see him even with the thermals. So I'm just trying to make him bait some shots out so I can kind of pinpoint his position, because I don't hear him at this point. There's too much explosions going on. He's not really moving, so his engine doesn't make the most amount of noise. And I still don't see him. I know now not exactly, I know somewhere where he is. I see those tracers coming out of that house. I shoot him, hull break. Thank you very much. BMP damage model. I also kill all the crew in the turret, so it might have not actually have mattered if I hull broke him or not. But that's the BMP out of the way. He was a bit annoying. And now we go for the cap, because of course we're down on 2 caps and the other one is neutral, so I'm kind of safe to bet, and on the left there won't be too many people. There might be a guy camping there, but I'm not gonna keep wasting my time on traversing the turret where someone might be. I'd rather point my turret in a position where I'm more certain the enemy will be, so you won't see me look too much to the left. I see something white through the bushes, nothing shows up, he's going through the bushes. Use the bino cam, hold click, and then switch to your gunner view, And of course you switch to the gunner and you instantly shoot. Aimed it right and he got one shot again, because of course this is a pretty good gun. And for now I'm just capping, looking for enemies to shoot. I don't want to push out too far yet, as I have quite a few people alive still. I know there's a guy right over the ridge over there, so I'm just waiting. Maybe he's gonna push whenever I get the cap, because he thinks I'm starting to move. Zoom in the map a little bit to get a little bit more awareness of where he exactly is. Keep checking the scoreboard if people aren't dying or if they're gaining points, because if someone is gaining points, if I'm gaining points, that means there's someone close to me. Luckily that's not the case. So for now I'm just going to be looking at the guy that got scouted by one of my teammates. I'm not too sure who did it, doesn't matter, he's lit up, which makes it a little bit easier for me to find him. He's getting shot at by something, at least by a plane. 262, which can do quite a bit of damage. So maybe he crit him, maybe he didn't. I can't really rely on that at the moment, because of course we have zero communication with the aircraft in the air right now. So maybe he got crit, maybe he didn't, doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna assume that he's not, because I'd rather assume that he's not and don't die than assuming that he's crit and then drive into his loaded barrel and just blow up. Because of course the objective in tanks is to not die instantly, and driving into someone's barrel is not really my objective, keeping that in mind. So for now just making sure that no one's on the left. Maybe there is someone there, I can't check everywhere. It's of course a night battle. There's a guy on my left, so I'm assuming that if he's pushing up then it's safe to do so for me as well. Of course there might be someone waiting for multiple people to push out so he can farm us, but most of the time that doesn't happen. So I'm just gonna push up to this ridge line. This guy looking over there, not sure what he's doing, he's just sitting in the field. And that's basically the whole game. There's still one more guy that we're gonna find, but this tank is pretty enjoyable, it feels pretty good. It does feel a bit on the chunky side, but of course I'm kinda used to the stuff like the Abrams, the Leopard 2A5, and they are a lot faster than this thing. So going down a few BRs, or a few BR, one BR, definitely feels completely different, but for the BR I think this thing is pretty solid. So if you enjoy the Leopards, feel free to keep it. I think it's a pretty good pick. If you don't like him, well, that's on you. In the end it's up to you to decide. Of course we can create some footage and you might have a little bit of an indication of what the tank is like, but in the end it's your coupon, it's your money, what do you want to do with it. Of course in the end it's not a premium, so if you want a top tier premium tank, if you put a talisman on this thing you will not be able to research the tier 1 till 4 effectively, because of course this is a rank 6 tank. And with a premium, so if you were to sell this one and buy the L44, you're probably better off if you don't have any German tank. Of course this thing will be more rare, and this thing also has thermals, which is a very nice benefit, because I'm blind as a bat when it comes to tanks, and the thermals do make a massive crutch, which makes it easy for me to find people. But in the end, again, it's up to you. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. It's something else for a change. And don't worry, I made a poll the other day just to make sure that people didn't want to see me playing tanks, because I know that 95% of you people are probably here to watch me fly. That's something I'm good at, something I can actually explain. And the people that do play tanks are probably better than me, so I don't really have any business telling you how to tank. So see these more as upcoming ramble videos if I want to cover something not specific. But I'm probably, because I'm nearing 10k subscribers now, which is actually insane. I never thought I was gonna reach this. I'm not completely sure what I'm gonna do for the 10k subscribers, but we'll see, because I need to do something special for 10k. So, you know, those are the rules of YouTube. So think of something you might want to ask me, something like that. I'll probably make a new video where it's just that, or poll. No one looks at the poll, so I don't even know why I even make these anymore. But yeah, look forward to the Enduring Confrontation. I didn't forget about it, just there's a lot of empty time. And it's not really a guide type of video, because, well, Enduring Confrontation doesn't really happen in RB. So, 2 birds, 1 stone, I guess. Here's the results screen. Of course, it's not a premium, but I'm researching for once. This is a pretty legendary moment. I'm actually researching something that I can research, and not something that's like 60 years different. There you go, that's the rewards. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all pretty soon again with an actual plane video, believe it or not.